But the thing is that what we're aware of that is true and what we can be doing and what is our heart's delight to be doing, we can't even fully be aware of it when we're still in that limited, lower, small self ego uh, line of vision. It's very narrow. It's very limiting. The surrender is surrendering from your current state of consciousness to where you're going, the next, the higher, greater, expanded version of you. And I know we've talked about that a little bit. Like, the 5-year-old isn't going to, shouldn't, it doesn't just stay and so that, no, I'm going to stay here with my Lincoln Logs and my Legos, and I am not going to learn anything else because this is only strawberry ice cream and Lincoln Logs are important. And, and this is what I need to be doing. No, you surrender to, you know, the 10-year-old that starts becoming aware of writing a poem or something. And that's wonderful and interesting. And then you become aware of being a 12-year-old. You're always moving into your more expanded aware self. And that's what the surrender is. When she says that Amora Kuan says surrender free will, and I don't think that originated with her. I think someone else had written a book too about these levels of consciousness. It's not surrendering your free will, it's surrendering the limited understanding that you had when you were 4 or 5, so to speak, spiritually, so that you're in your higher expanded awareness and understanding. You still have free will there. Now you're just really obeying what I have always called your golden flow of authentic potentials. Whenever we're struggling and fighting something, it's because we're not flowing in our true authentic pattern of potentials. When we're doing what we're built to be doing at our heart's self, that is the most wonderful, satisfying, rewarding thing to be doing. And when we're fighting against it, and yeah, but I ought to be doing, I ought to be, that's where the discomfort comes, getting off our own track of the golden flow of our authentic potentials. So surrender, it's always surrendering. And again, Richard, I think I mentioned this in a recent thing. Richard Bartlett had said, you're always surrendering where you are now so that you can be what you're becoming, what you're moving into next and next. So it's flow. Understand? Yeah, the understandings and desire, like I said, the desires that we have when we're in the ego, small self version, are somewhat different. Sometimes quite different, because the same things don't, you're not even putting value on the same things. And but anyway, it's like you get to where the blinders are off and you know what is your true golden light, and that is your joy. It's not some God in the heavens telling you what you're going to do, like people say surrender my will to Jesus or God or whatever. That's really what they're getting at, but the semantics are like, I have no power. Excuse me, you have all the power, as long as you are in the place of, I'm not okay unless I have $1 million, and I'm not okay unless I live in that fancy house on the hill, and I'm only lovable if, oh, you're creating your reality. That's what you're getting in your world, because that's you have all the freedom. It's just that when you spiritually grow up, now you're looking at, oh my golly, it just is, that was so rewarding that I did this creative thing, and people were helped by it. What? Um, Melissa Joy in Matrix Energetics used to talk about things being mutually beneficial. And as always, now I understand it on an even deeper level. Do you all remember when we talked about the little drummer boy? The how that in that Christmas story, and I don't even know if I don't know that the story shows up in the Bible or anything like that, but it's a wonderful story. It's more true than the truth. Um, it that this little boy who was poor had nothing, but he had whatever, a pot to bang on or a drum, I guess, and drumsticks and a little dog. And he just enjoyed so much. That's what he did. He went around drumming and he loved it. And that's what he was good at. And that's what he did. And when it came time to bring a gift to the baby Jesus, he didn't have any of the normally thought of or accepted gifts. He said, all I have, all I can bring to you is my drum. And he played for baby Jesus. He was doing what he is good at and just is so authentic, being himself, what he loves. He did it for the baby Jesus, and it delighted the baby Jesus, right? It benefited. So there's that mutual benefit. When we are following our true heart's soul's intent and purpose for even being here as Stephanie, as Cathy. When we're following that we are giving what is beneficial, what someone else needs in some way, whatever it is. Maybe you love scrapbooking with pictures and things like that. Well, there's someone out there that needs your help to learn how to do it or wants you to do it for them, right? Maybe you love arranging furniture. I mean, that sounds silly, doesn't it? But if you're just so happy when you're arranging, you are so good at it, you just love it. Well, there's going to be someone that's going to really benefit from what gives you creative enjoyment. It's doing what is your enjoyment. And yeah, of course, fun, but reward, satisfaction, it's also like Mother Teresa definitely got reward and satisfaction from loving on those little kids. That makes sense. Yeah, so surrender isn't giving up our individuality, guys. And it's not giving up our free will. It's moving into a higher version. Like, oh no, but this really is my will. I thought this was when I thought that's how big my world was, but I'm here and this is my free will and this is what I need to be. This is what I want to be doing. It's a bigger grown up version of free will. Barbara Brennan, that famous healer that wrote the book, and she's got an institute maybe somewhere in Florida where she teaches doctors and nurses, touch energy healing. Her guide said, the divine will is your will. It's the divine. Remember we said this last time? God consciousness expressing deliberately, a deliberate chosen expression of perception and potentials through your eyes, through Stephanie's eyes, through Mary's eyes, through Cindy's eyes. And there's a set of just true potentials where you're blossoming on all four burners, what you as God came to be here. And it's surrendering to that, giving up that which isn't that, if that makes sense. And so that cone of light, interdimensional cone of light from the Pleiadians we brought up last time. In fact, something's coming over here. Helps us come into alignment with our divine intention for ourselves, which again exactly corresponds to super energy number 101.